ever get that feeling that someone is watching you, even if you're like totally alone?
No matter the playstyle you decide on, it's all about immersion.
Yeah, okay, stop here.
We really did our best to create the world which feels real.
There's one more thing we have to do.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Blood of Dawnwalker gameplay reveal event. My name is Dominika,
Wow,
I'm
it
the
is-
community lead here
Is
at
it just
Rebel Wolves,
my...
and I am joined by a familiar face, a content creator, streamer, YouTuber, and my co-host for today, Lionheart.
Or do I
Thank you
have
so much,
HDR
Dominika,
on?
And hello, everybody.
I don't
You are
understand.
joining us here live in the Rebel Wolves studio once again, and this time on the first day of the astronomical summer.
Yeah.
Dominika, you
It
guys
just looks
really
dull,
do think about these
that's
stream
all.
dates, don't you?
Yeah, I think it makes it a bit more fun, you know. We are going to talk about magic today, among other topics. And what's a better occasion
Okay.
than the summer solstice?
Magic today.
This is supposed to be the day when our connection to magic is the strongest. And we have all these different rituals and celebrations connected to it and to the sun.
Wait. What the actual hell? Doesn't she look like this? Look at this. Doesn't she? I mean, come on. Look. Can I not? Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay, there you go. Doesn't she look like this? Just like pale? What do you mean pale? Like, she looks exactly like this, right? And do you know who this is? This is, what's her name? The sister of Gamora, Karen Gillians in Marvel. Yeah, and she looks like this. What the actual fuck? Okay, that's weird. Yep, that's weird.
And light in general.
That's true. I suppose it fits the theme.
Yeah,
really
from the
well. It
side,
adds a
she
little
does
bit
not look
more
like that, but
to that mystery. And of course, we want to thank
Yeah.
all of you for joining us live today, whether you're watching along in our own stream.
I mean,
or
it could
with
be
one of the
their
wonderful
stream.
content creators
Like
who
it's-
decided to co-stream this event. Welcome in, everybody.
hey, I'm one of
But
that.
perhaps this
I'm-
is the
I'm
first
not
time
co-streaming,
that you
but
have
I'm
seen
watching it
anything
later.
related to the Blood of Dawnwalker. So,
Blood of
Dominika,
Dawnwalker.
how about we catch them up?
Of course, of course. The Blood of Dawnwalker is the first chapter of a brand new role-playing saga created by us here
First
at Rebel Wolves.
chapter.
And it's a dark fantasy, narrative-driven, epic adventure. You know, and it's full of twists and it's great.
It is going to be quite
Okay.
the game.
Here is the thing. I don't care if it's like how the graphic looks, how everything should be perfect. Yeah, fuck that. It's their first game. Even though they are like ex CD Projekt devs, it's still their first game. They don't have access to the resources that they had in CD Projekt. So new engine, um, new people, new environment, not billions of dollars of access, not unlimited budget like CD Projekt. They are starting new. I know that it won't be as good as Witcher 3. I just want it to be as good as Witcher 1. Story and gameplay wise. If you guys remember how Witcher 1 was when it came out, or Witcher 2 was when it came out, I want that. Gameplay and story. That's all that matters.
And if you didn't see the previous stream,
And as less
perhaps
bugs as
you can
possible.
check out the YouTube channel
Yeah.
as well. The Dawnwalker YouTube
There will
channel
be bugs.
has all of the information from the previous stream. You will be able to learn more about the world and also like the main concepts of the game as well. But
Okay.
that was last time. Dominica, we know why everybody's here today, right?
Yeah, we do. And we have a lot to show you and a lot to talk about. So why don't we just jump straight into it?
No. We have to tease them at least a little. Of course, we are going to show you some gameplay, but we've got to pull it back just a tiny bit. Let's give them an overview of what they can expect, right?
Okay.
So, first, straight out of the gate, it is that gameplay.
Yes, you will see 19, 20 minutes of gameplay in total. We are going to show you a fragment of a quest, but we will be focusing on the gameplay features and not on the story, not to spoil anything for you. You'll see 2 examples of how we can approach that one quest. First, from the day perspective, with Coen as a human, with his sword fighting skills and magic, of course, and then during the night with some vampiric abilities at his disposal.
Looks like you're going to get to see a little bit of everything. And what you're going to see, all of it is taken in engine, right?
Yes, we recorded it
An
on
engine,
PC,
alright.
on a build from last week, actually. We want to show you what the game looks like right now. And yes, you will
The
see
volume's
some
all
glitches
good,
and imperfections,
in the
but this
stream.
is not the final product, of course.
My voice and
You know,
their voice.
We'll be entering the beta stage of development soon, so
Okay.
you can. We have a lot of polishing still to do,
Yeah,
including
true.
next iterations of animations, lighting,
How far along is
visuals
the
in
game?
general, and optimization, of course.
Of course, but I think it's really refreshing that we're going to get to see where the game really is right now,
Yep.
rather than where maybe it might be if we weren't using the engine. I think it's really good and deserves some props for that. I think that's really, really cool. But of course, we are not just going to give you gameplay and send you off into the night. That would
Okay.
be crazy. We have some very, very talented devs here at Rebel Wolves, and what we're going to do is we're going to get some insight from them. They're going to dive deeper into all of this content, all of the footage you're going to see. They're going to talk more about the magic system, traversal, and of course, the combat as well. But there is more. It would not be a Rebel Wolf stream without an extra special performance, right?
It will be super special. I cannot wait for you guys to see it, but that's not all.
True,
What are they
it
drinking?
just keeps coming.
Yeah.
In the last couple of weeks, we've been hosting a Q&A over in the Discord for the Blood of Dawnwalker,
are they
and
drinking?
Dominica
What
and
is
I are
that?
going to do our
Vodka?
very best to answer as many of those questions as we can throughout the course of the stream.
Yeah.
We will also have some people checking in on the live chats, so do get some questions there. You never know. They
Wow.
might just make it through to us.
Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, let's see some gameplay of the Blood of Dawnwalker. And for those of you wondering, yes, it will be available in 4K on YouTube right afterwards.
I'm watching
Take it
that.
away.
4K on YouTube. I like the logo. gameplay was recorded on PC, just like they did on Cyberpunk. Wow.
Hello, my name is Daniel Sadowski and I'm the design director at Rebel Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker summer gameplay video. Our game is a story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG set in medieval Europe. The game is currently in pre-beta stage, and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests. It's a really cool story involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svartro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here, we could head anywhere the eye can see, explore ancient ruins or sabotage vampire blood transports. But it's not just about where or when you go. It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story.
I mean, I know it's
each playthrough uniquely
I can see there are stuttering in the clouds.
For now, we're following the road. Coen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts.
Looks dark and dull.
But first, we'll have to deal with some bandits who camped out by the main road.
Very far away
Traveling
from
through Vale Sangora is never boring.
They just brighten
the
it
world
up,
is dense with quests, random encounters, and locations steep in lore.
I mean,
this will
in
be
the
a
sun
great
too,
opportunity
it looks
to show
a bit
you
dull.
our combat system.
Like
our
the
goal
shadows
was to make the player
is
feel
dull.
like a real swordmaster who closely observes his enemies.
Okay, what I'm seeing is like the shadows is taking away color too. Like saturation goes down a lot in the shadows, which is graphic thing. I said I don't care, but the thing is it looks dull that way. So let's go back a little bit and see the combat.
This will be a great opportunity to show you our combat system. Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies. Now, when you attack, you choose one of 4 directions: up, down, left, or right, in order to hit the opponent where he's an.
So basically, they took Kingdom Come Deliverance combat and put it there. I mean, it's not just Kingdom Come Deliverance. I mean, those 2 games obviously used them. The first one was not that great. Second one is actually phenomenal. I think what was that the name of the game from Ubisoft, I think. For Honor. They also use that.
Able to parry. And similarly, when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent and the direction of the attack. On the left side of the screen, just above Coen's health, you have activation charges that will be filled in with each successful attack, block, and parry. Once they are full, you can use one of the active abilities which allow you to take a more tactical approach to fighting. We started the fight by throwing some acrid dust, and now let's cast Burning Blood. It's a hex which boils the enemy's blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time.
Okay, but that also takes our health.
Time to finish this fight.
I mean, I don't know if you guys seen that. Look at this. When he does it, it will take off his health. Look, his health is right there. Right now.
Approach to fighting. We started the fight by throwing some acrid.
Okay. As soon as he selected the option, look. It's gonna go down this much. Burning blood. You're gonna take damage too. It's not just them. They are gonna take a lot more than you, but you're still going to. So if you're gonna use this ability when you are low on health, what happens? You die?
Dust. And now
or
let's
maybe
cast
you
burning.
cannot use it.
It's a hex which boils the enemy's
health.
blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time. Alright, time to finish this fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the artery attack, which actually decapitated the last opponent. Our hero quickly dispatched the
Okay.
bandits, so let's loot a
All
few
right.
items
I
they've
like
left
it.
behind
I mean, I like the
and
combat
open
though.
the inventory.
But do you think it's balanced properly? I mean, he started with a full health, and now he has less than half, fighting just 3 bandits, like 3 common bandits. And I guess you have 30 days in the game, which is like it shows up in the top right corner. So 22 days. That's when you are still early in the game, but not that early, you know? You already spent like 8 days in the game. So it shouldn't be taking away more than half of your life, I guess. Just fighting 3 common bandits. What happens when you fight stronger enemies? You die?
First of all, let's replenish our health by eating something. And then take a closer look at this cool-looking weapon we just picked up.
Okay.
Ah, it has better
I
stats.
mean, even the menu and the inventory system looks like looks a lot like 90% lot like Witcher 3 actually. Even the color scheme, the way it shows up. I'm glad that they did not shy away from that. I mean, it worked for Witcher. Why not them? And they are the guys that made Witcher, so they're like, yeah, don't need to reinvent the wheel, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Than our current weapon, so let's equip it right now. We've also leveled up, so
We also leveled up. We are level 16, I guess. So even we are level 16, we still had trouble fighting 3 bandits. I'm guessing the game's not balanced yet. Not properly, at least.
So let's use this opportunity to spend the newly acquired skill point in one of Coen's skill trees. The skills in the Blood of Dawnwalker are
What's the level
divided
cap?
into 3 trees. One for human, one for vampire, and one shared between the two.
Okay.
We also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock additional abilities to use during combat.
Okay.
Note that during the day, the health bar is not regenerating. You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten. The hexes we've just used also consume some of Coen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic system works, there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality. But we can make it sting a bit less. Let's level
Okay, look at that. Killing an enemy affected by hex effect restores 50% of your health spent to cast that hex. So the amount of life that was taken from us while we cast that thing, the blood boiling thing, it will get half of that health that was taken away in return.
up the
What's
frugal
this?
witchcraft skill.
This is
so
the
next time we'll cast a hex.
yeah.
it'll
Sorry.
consume
This is
fewer
the
of Coen's health
Blood of
points.
Dawnwalker
Now
gameplay.
that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits,
I
we
haven't
can be
watched
on our
it yet,
way
so
to
I'm
get
like-
inside the city. Right now, Coen hasn't done enough to
Okay.
ruffle the vampire lord's
These are the
feathers, so the
ex-CD
gods will
Projekt
just
Witcher
wave us
3
through.
developers.
But the more damage
created
you
new
cause,
studio,
the
and
more
this is their new
suspicious
game.
and aggressive they'll become. So when you play the game yourself, you'll have to decide whether you want to challenge the vampires openly
Okay.
or lay low until you're ready to strike and surprise them.
Yeah.
It's even bigger than I remembered. And it's grander than before. They're putting in new stained glass. The Knyaz doesn't deny the old faith.
Out of my face.
This is the rich district of the city, Silberkreis. There's also Altermarkt, Neustadt,
Like I said,
and the Middens. Each
shadow
of the boroughs
portion
has
of the
its own
game
feel and character.
taking saturation too.
Pass out of here.
It's like the color saturation is going away in shadows.
I got tired.
I hope it looks a bit more vibrant.
Started begging
Looming high over the city is Brensis's
Yeah.
castle, Greifberg.
But
He
I
took
gotta
it over
do
when he
Cyberpunk
slaughtered
first
the
today.
human ruler of the valley, Skender, as shown in the trailer we shared with you earlier in January this year.
Yeah.
In order to complete the main
I'll
quest
probably
and
be
save your
on
family,
Marvel
you'll
Rivals
have to storm
after
the
lunch.
castle alone
So-
or with help of friendly NPCs. We could do it right now if we wanted, but it would be super challenging.
But yeah, on like tomorrow's stream, there will be no Cyberpunk. It will be Marvel's Rivals only stream.
You made a mess, and it's not that kind of inn.
Let's check the map. The cathedral is really close. There's plenty of other places to see and things to do here. A couple of inns, a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other merchants.
Yeah,
You
on
can see
Wednesdays
that
there
not
will be
only the
no
vampires
story
came
games
out of the shadows.
from now
This
on.
creature on the right is
It will
called
be
an
like
Uriash.
some kind of
Look around, especially at
games
night,
that viewers
and
and
you'll
everyone
learn
can join
humans
in with
have
me.
lots to fear, not just the vampires. And here we can see guards pounding on some poor guy's doors.
There are other factions too. The only thing I didn't like so far is the freaking time.
It's just one of
constraint,
many
you know?
different community scenes we're
22 days
implementing in the game.
left to finish
Watch
the game.
them closely when you play,
That
as
gives me a
they
sense
might
of
point you to
urgency,
new quests
which I don't
and
like in
hidden
games.
treasures,
Like,
all
don't
signal
rush me.
changes in the game's world.
Once again, I humbly beg of thee.
I humbly.
Ouch!
I don't want to say it, Mum.
It's a prayer. It's what we have to
Don't
say.
want to say it, Mom.
I humbly beg of thee, protect him and protect
Okay, we are at the
For
cathedral
Rivals?
gates.
What do you mean for
Again,
Rivals?
since Coen isn't
Yeah,
yet
I'm
wanted
gonna
by the
play it
vampire
today,
regime,
after
and
lunch.
it's daytime, we can
But for
simply walk
Cyberpunk.
inside.
But yeah, Wednesdays, it will be only like those kind of games. Oh no, this is this game. You see, there was a timestamp. Like, I don't like games to be rushed on. The only thing I did not like about this game, like there is a sense of urgency in this kind of game. Yeah, I don't like to be rushed.
Our flock, bringing
It's like,
happiness to its parents and to the congregation.
I hope they don't
Napus
make it too
exsanguines
egregious, you know.
alitur sanguine.
If it is like, oh, it's there, don't mind it too much. It's there just to show you that there is some form of urgency. But yeah, you know, every moment is gonna remind me, oh, you gotta keep going. You gotta do that. You gotta do the main missions. I'm like, fuck that. It's like, don't rush me too much. Yeah, once in a while you remind me that the timer is still going on. Yeah, all right.
Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Leslie?
The best thing I like about this game, like this is a cutscenes. We have seen cutscenes in games that show us like lifelike cutscenes. But when the game came out, it's just that. Cutscenes, nothing else. Reminds me of one thing, Mind's Eye. So I like that this game is not big on cutscenes. It's like it still looks like Witcher 3, and they are going good on gameplay. They don't care about how good the game looks. They are making sure every aspect of the game looks and plays good.
There, maybe.
Like, look, you can compare this to Witcher 3.
I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken.
Am I? Perhaps.
Mine's what
Perhaps.
now?
My memory isn't what it used to be. Come with me.
Mine's fucked.
I'll take your confession.
There's no need.
Thank you, but I have no need for confession.
Ah, So you deem your conscience clear?
He must be busy.
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have many other duties to attend to. But please remember that in order to be saved, we all need to repent. Myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Coen.
Wait. I don't remember him telling the father his name. How does he know our name? What is he hiding?
What we saw right here was just one of many cutscenes we recorded for the game, which smoothly transitioned into a dialogue scene. We use cutscenes to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore. Like this blood baptism.
Yep.
Creepy, isn't it?
Yep.
The core feature of the Blood of Dawnwalker is the dual gameplay loop. Remember, Coen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at night.
Okay.
And has a different set of skills at his disposal.
Yeah.
And this
let's
is
see the
just
vampire
one variable that affects our quests.
That's what the game's
Depending
about.
on when you tackle a
vampires.
particular quest, what choices you've made earlier, whom you befriended, or whom you've angered, your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different. So
Okay.
each quest is a complex structure with multiple possible paths leading to the end goal.
Okay.
We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in. I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Coen's reach. And how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story. Let us explain what we mean by taking our current quest as an example. During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since it's open for all to see and Coen doesn't yet stand out from the crowd. The scaffolds, though, are outside of his reach. But climbing them won't be a problem for the vampire, who has many more exploration abilities at his disposal. Bear in mind, Coen has not completed the quest yet. What's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this story. It's worth mentioning that narrative sandbox also means that we may completely abandon this quest and follow a different path to defeat Brensis. For today, we're focusing on the gameplay part, so let's see how we could tackle this particular quest during the night. We're starting right after dusk, as a vampire, on the rooftops of Svatro. Right now, we have 22 days left to complete this goal.
Yeah,
this counter is always displayed.
This is the freaking thing. 22 days left. Like, how serious is that timeline is? How often are they going to remind me that 22 days left and how fast that time is going to go? Like, are you going to rush me? I don't like being rushed. That's the only problem.
And you'll be warned each time it's pushed
this
forward.
Game is a skip for you.
So you have to be aware of
I'm
the
gonna
time,
play it.
And it's more of a resource you'll be spending than
I
a
like it.
racing
The
clock.
only thing I did not like is the time rush.
As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel.
But, you know.
Show me the vampires!
Quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of
I'd
regular
rather play
humans.
Bloodlines 2.
Let us show you what we
I don't care about Bloodlines 2.
This is Shadow Step.
The game has so many problems while making.
To jump to
I don't
almost
think
any
it's coming
place
out good.
within his reach. Now let's take a good look around using the focus mode.
I mean, this is the game director of Witcher 3. I believe in him. It's not like Leslie Benzies for GTA, who produced GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. He produced. Like, he did not do shit. But this guy, he was game director of Witcher 3. So he was hands-on Witcher 3. Cyberpunk. So I believe him. I'd not believe, fucking mindfuck Leslie Benzies. But I believe him.
This ability highlights objects of interest and loot. And there is something right here. This time it's just some items to grab, but on other occasions, who knows? You might come
Press F
across a hidden
to
quest.
pay respects.
Looks like our health is quite low. This is because, as a vampire, your health bar also represents your hunger level, and you start each night thirsting for blood. Remember, you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities, and rein in your monstrous nature around NPCs. Otherwise, you may end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences. We'd better feed them. Maybe on someone who is standing all alone. Like this drunkard. Let's grab him and use Voracious Bite ability. Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink. You can drain just a bit and knock your victim unconscious, or go all the way and kill them. And if you're adamant you don't want to hurt innocent humans, you can drink from animals and some other creatures.
You have the right to die.
Finally, we are
boy.
at the cathedral, but it seems to be closed for the night, and the entrance gate is well guarded. Let's find another way in.
They're trying to copy Bloodlines? I don't think so. It's a real European lore kind of thing. Bloodlines is actually shit. Like, their developers, their lead, like,
Shadow Step is not the only
management was not
you're
good.
gonna learn during your playthrough.
The
Coen
game
can
will
also
be
use
riddled
plane
with
shift
problems,
to
you know?
scale walls and even
If they
ceilings.
had so much problems, wow. While in development,
This
I
will
can't
allow
imagine
us
the
to
game
explore
coming
every
out
nook and
good.
cranny of the cathedral.
So, teleport up. Okay, so you cannot teleport directly up. Gotcha. You have a limit. Oh wow.
Quiet. Is that Voyeurs Xanthe? What the hell is she doing here? What is she doing? Is that a ritual for the blood gods? They're covering up the old paintings. Why? One of the workers must have left it. Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. The main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere. Won't get anything done just standing around. Still.
Wow.
This
What is
was
that?
a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn
Fuck
more
this
about
game.
the vampire's
I mean,
plans.
yeah, I mean,
Looks like
I
they're
like
keen
it.
to cover up the old
Not every
frescoes,
game is
so
going to be
that's
for
something we
everyone,
could take a look
you know.
at. This way we could learn more about the cathedral's past.
I like what I see so far.
Looks like we aren't alone here. Underneath us, there's a group of blood guards, soldiers hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger. And one of Brances's vampire allies. It's Xanthe, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora, and quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
Okay.
Don't think I don't see you skulking in the
shit.
shadows. Come out.
She looks like
You're
the
interfering with my task.
elder vampire
Who are
from
you?
Witcher 3, but just female.
It doesn't matter.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions.
Uh-huh.
Let us dispose of him. Quickly. You've withstood it. Fascinating.
Coen is using his claws to attack when in vampire.
Hey, we got Wolverine.
Blood guards are dual
Before
wielding
Wolverine.
opponents. Their attacks
There you go.
are pretty strong. Of course, even when fighting with claws, combat is still directional. Don't worry, Coen can still use his sword as a vampire.
You haven't lived long.
Only after defeating all three of the Blood Guards, Xanthi deems Coen worthy of a challenge, and she descends to face him.
Wow.
She uses her blood control powers to cast a multitude of attacks, like her blood whips, that hit Coen from left and right.
Wow.
Xanthi is protected by a powerful vampire ability. Once her stamina runs out, Coen will have an opportunity to strike and deal some damage.
I mean, it's
But
not
be careful,
taking...
because Xanthi is quick to counterattack, and she will also try to restore her blood.
Okay.
Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling blood skill that you've seen in the CGI trailer.
Yeah.
So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0, and Coen will eventually explode.
Oh, shoot.
And we're dead. Remember, we
From
were
full
only
health
mid-game
to
here,
0,
and Xanthi
you were
is
dead.
one of the game's most punishing enemies.
Wow.
Defeating her right here and right now is very much possible, but it would be hellishly difficult. A fun challenge for hardcore players.
Yeah.
And we are back, and I hope you enjoyed
Wow.
that as much as I did. Now, I've been lucky enough to see this footage quite a few times now, and I feel like I get excited over something different every single time I see it.
And you're going to probably watch it again after the stream, aren't you?
Okay, you know me too well.
Okay, so what's your favorite part so far?
So far, I think the day and night cycle, the fact that the same quest can feel so different if I complete in the day. I could be walking into the cathedral, no problem, I meet Suspicious Priest Man.
Florin.
That's it, Suspicious Priest Man. But by night, I can't walk through the doors, I have to jump through the rafters, and, well, Florin is nowhere to be found, but Xanthi and her bodyguards are staring me down. It's just so different.
Yeah, and it is just a small part of it, because we could go back, load the game, and try to explore the cathedral without drawing anyone's attention. We could also try to get to Xanthi when she's not surrounded by the Blood Guards. And just like other vampire allies of Brancis, she also has her own quest line. So we could try to explore that and, you know, find out more about her past, her motivations, and maybe even try reasoning with her.
Okay.
She does not look reasonable. I'm not gonna lie. She does not look reasonable, but she does look scary, so I will do my best
Yes, she
to reason
does.
with her. That is a great
That
idea.
that freaking
Even within the day and
face
night, the
mask
fact that so much can change
or
based
eye
on
mask,
what I do,
let's
I
say.
think that's really, really fun. It feels like it's going to be so different each time.
Yeah, yeah. With the narrative sandbox, you just weave together all these different stories and create your own unique adventure. So when, how, or if you decide
But they
to
also
explore
said
a
like
quest,
there is no
really
side
does
quest. Every
matter
quest
for
is
you,
main
for your
quest.
experience, but
Like,
also for the world and
You
the people
can
living
weave
there.
it into a main
Sounds like there's going
quest.
to be a lot of changes in Vale
Sounds
Sandora.
interesting, though.
You mentioned people, and we promised the people, you, that we would answer some of those questions, and I came prepared.
Okay.
So, this first question, I'm going to put you straight on the spot here.
Let's go.
And it comes from, I hope I've pronounced your name right. I'm
To
so
our
sorry
gamer,
if I didn't.
I reckon.
Thrassel. And it is the big one because it talks matters
I don't know.
of the heart.
We'll see, I guess.
Will the
But
Blood of Dawnwalker
whatever.
have any romance mechanics? And if it does, how will they affect the story?
Okay, so this is a very popular question indeed, right? So yes, there will be 3 romance options, and you know, Coen is young. He's going on an adventure. He'll meet a lot of people there, and it's only natural that he can develop some feelings and bonds with other people, right?
It is like, yeah, it will come out in parts, just like Witcher. They said it. This is the first chapter.
Okay.
But it's a full
I
game.
can't wait to see people start.
It will be
shipping
the
Coen.
scale
I'm gonna
of
be
Witcher
honest,
3.
and I will be
Even the
rewatching
map
this
is
afternoon to see
the
what
scale
you're
of Witcher
saying.
3.
So live chat, I need
They showed the map.
Team Brentsis everywhere immediately.
It's
Sorry.
big.
I need it, and I will accept absolutely no apologies for it. But we want to get through these thick and fast. And our next question here comes from Chris, and very conveniently, it is sort of time related. So, Chris wants to know, how will players differentiate between a quest that will progress the day-night time mechanic and those that won't?
Okay, so this will be always made very clear to you. It will be marked with this small hourglass icon. You could actually see it in the gameplay a moment ago during the dialogue scene with Florian the priest.
Suspicious priest.
The suspicious priest man.
Yeah, they might be.
Yeah,
Not a surprise. Rebel Wolves still help CDPR. They don't have bad blood between them.
So
they still work on CDPR projects still. Both studios are friends.
When you complete any given quest, and even part of that quest.
I think
so
they are also helping on
choices. You can
Witcher
decide
1.
on your own, make an informed decision if you want to, of course. And if you just want to explore the world for a while, relax, time will not move at all.
I like that. I was worried initially, would time be something that was constantly over my shoulder, worrying, ticking
that was
away,
my
but
question.
It's a resource, right? Not a restriction.
Exactly.
I think that's so cool because you can choose to spend it, but if I just want to
They're doing a remake on Witcher 1 in Unreal Engine 5 that will look like Witcher 4.
That's how I want.
And this studio, and there is another studio that's doing that.
Now, we have got so many more questions. The list goes on and on, but
I mean, this studio is mostly helping because they are the old devs for Witcher 1, 2, and 3. And there is another studio called Pulse Theory. They are the one that's doing it. And some of the current CDPR developers. So 3 studios, Rebel Wolf, Pulse Theory, and CDPR.
Senior combat designer Janek Tyszka will jump into the topic of traversal and then, of course, combat. Take it away, guys.
But don't expect it to come before Witcher 4. It's coming after Witcher 4 because they are making it in Unreal Engine 5, and the things that they're learning in that engine while making Witcher 4 will be used on Witcher 1 remake after it comes out. Oh wow, they made a live action just like they did with Witcher Chapter 1, The Dark Arts. Okay.
You know what? I'm really glad that it's daytime.
Really? Why?
Well, because I would just freak out in the woods at night.
No kidding.
Right? Just too many creepy
Senior
stuff
quest
in the
designer,
dark. But I guess
layout
it's a good
artist.
place to talk about magic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know about you, but I really do believe in magic. But the kind of magic that we have in our game. So, more dark and ritualistic rather than glowing effects and rainbow auras.
Yeah, that's actually what I really like about our approach. That magic feels dangerous, like something you just shouldn't tamper with.
Oh yeah.
It's, I don't know, more organic. It revolves around blood or heat or the way the air pulses and distorts.
I think it ties to the world itself. Some places just feel different. They're connected to magic somehow or have remnants of it. You will feel it when you enter. Like
in this screenshots,
grounds, cursed sites,
it looked vibrant. I like that.
You build specific cues for those spots, subtle signals that something just not quite right.
So I guess
like
it's on their mind that it needs to look vibrant, and I know that the color grading is the last thing that they do.
Even some visual distortions. They are small things, but they will let you know that this isn't just another piece of scenery.
Yeah, okay, stop here, Patrick. Ever get that feeling that someone is watching you, even if you're like totally alone?
Well, just one of the many reasons why I don't like woods at night.
Okay. I think this is kind of the feeling we want to go for in our game. So
Someone's
it's
watching
not about
you.
what you see,
Always.
it's about what creeps under your skin.
Even though you know there is no one there.
I think it's worth mentioning that in order to even cast spells, Coen has to literally carve runes into his own body, like a twisted tattoo sleeve.
I'm watching you, brother.
Insane, but also, not gonna lie, pretty metal.
Wow.
Carving rune into your own flesh is bold,
Yeah, that's how,
brutal, and there is no going back.
he's getting
But
hurt
you
while
need
casting
to know how to do
spells.
it right.
Yeah.
And this knowledge is scattered around the game world. So you go explore.
I mean, they
find
said
forgotten
it's
spells,
2026.
and
Did
bit by
they
bit
give
you grow
a date
stronger.
yet?
Yeah, that's right.
One thing I really love about the magic and the spells is that every single spell can be upgraded. So you're not stuck on level 1 forever. And every time you unlock a new tier, it really feels like you're evolving, not just going through the motions.
And it's not a combat-heavy magic system, right? It's more strategic. Many spells revolve around support, buffs, and debuffs.
Yeah, and here comes my next question to you, Patrick.
I'm listening.
It will be
Do you have your
QE.
favorite
What do you
spell?
mean QE?
Oh, well, there are a
what does
few.
QE mean?
Rapid scattering is one. I think it's interesting because it's more of a trade-off.
Oh, yeah.
Coen's runes beat hard for a moment, and while doing so, Coen's health replenishes.
I don't know.
But at the same time,
Okay.
the maximum HP temporarily drops.
Oh yeah, risk and reward. So makes you think twice before you use it.
Exactly.
But
you know, we also have combat spells like
you thought
Burning Blood,
yeah,
for
it is.
example,
They said
which
it's
I think
2026,
has a really
but
appropriate
yeah.
name.
Totally, enemies start screaming in pain
I
right
hope
away.
that they would
Your
give a
skin breaks out
definitive
in
date,
blisters, and
but
if
I
they
guess not,
die
since it's
while
still in
active,
pre-beta.
Boom! Dealing heavy damage around them. Delightful, really.
And to think about it, every developer in Rebel Wolf was in CDPR, and they are still friends with CDPR.
In crowds.
I mean,
So do
even
you
this
have
guy
some
and the
favorite
girl
spells
there
besides Burning Blood,
probably
obviously?
worked on Witcher 3.
I think Feral Mind.
Ooh.
You gonna play the playtest? I don't think so. I don't want to do beta test on games.
Eyes turn white and they just snap. Start
Because
attacking everything around them.
I want to see the
really
polished
dig
product,
the way
you know?
How we show it visually, they're like wild animals.
Yeah, but that's just the beginning. Because we have even non-combat stuff like Compulso. So Coen can
I mean,
literally
yeah,
drag
if they
stick breaks out from the dead.
approach
For me,
by
as a quest
themselves
designer,
and
This
like
is really
ask
an awesome tool to tell stories.
that
It's
like
always optional,
play a
but
week
if you
early
use
or
it,
something
you
like
may
that.
uncover different quest
I'd be down,
branches,
but
gain some valuable
yeah, for
info,
beta
or
test and all that
sometimes even
stuff,
flip the context of
probably
an entire
not.
plotline.
What's important here, though, is that Coen is a Dawnwalker.
because
So, he
beta
can use
test and
those
stuff,
magic
you are
spells
still
only
under
during the day.
NDA and you cannot
Because
share.
then his rules
But
are
at least
active,
when the
bloody
game
and
comes
raw.
out,
But at
if
night
I
they
can
heal
get
because
access
of his vampiric
to it,
skills.
like
So
let's say a
they
week
become
early
just
and
scars.
make videos on
this
it
is
and
one of
put
the
it
key
out on
elements of
YouTube
being a
the
vampire.
day it
It's
launches.
that
It'd
they
be
just
kind of
don't
cool.
use magic. I mean, even if they're powerful creatures, their power comes from a completely different place. I don't know, maybe we can say that it's rooted in their instinct?
Either that, or they absorb it by draining another vampire. So it's really a completely different experience than using magic. And we really want to show what it's like for Coen to live between those two realities, not just visually, but in how he experiences the world.
Wow, they even did the live action thing. That's crazy. This is crazy. Through the shadows. Okay. Is it Dead Island?
You know, I can't believe that already more than 3 years have
Maybe
passed since we
European
started
Dead Island.
working on the Blood
Who
of
knows?
Dawnwalker.
Quite a journey,
Design
wasn't
director
it?
and
Especially
senior
since
combat
it's a
designer.
brand new game with a brand
Wow.
new world and, well, brand new characters.
Yeah, we had to figure out everything from scratch. What the game's about, what the world is, who Coen, our main hero, is, and of course how it all fits together.
Yeah, we really did our best to create the world which feels real. The city, all the villages, it all feels pretty unique.
Yeah, Svartrau, for example, has this urban medieval atmosphere, which we contrast with quiet villages like Laslia, where Coen is from.
Well, we also have swamps, forests, mountains, caves, ruins, and everything is there for a reason, to, you know, tell the story. I even have my favorite tree.
Yeah, well, the narrative does go deep, doesn't it? And I mean, that wasn't the only thing that was important to us. Every game element had to make sense from a gameplay perspective as well.
Yeah, that's why we had to make exploration both fun and intuitive. So things like well-functioning map is a must-have.
Yeah, and I think that's what's cool about our game is that even from almost the very beginning, the whole world, the whole map is fully accessible to the player.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what I love. You can just dive into the world and everything opens up. You can do what you want to do. And there is so much to do and there's so much to discover.
Yeah, and not just the settlements, of course. There are other cool places.
Like Witcher.
Shrines, haunted sites,
Once you are out of White Orchard, the whole thing's open. Go wherever the fuck you want.
I mean, the key is, of course, observation and
Go to
exploration
Skellige,
if you want to
Novigrad,
uncover
or
these secrets.
Yeah.
you know,
You
go
never
do
have
the
to go
Baron
too far
quest.
before
Does not
stumbling
fucking
upon
matter.
something
What do you do
Which
first?
is actually the main reason we are here today. Coen needs to
But he
reach
can go.
those points of interest somehow.
Indeed, and since everything in our game is tied to this duality of our main character, both human and vampire sides of Coen bring unique elements to the game. Even the way you explore changes depending on time.
Yeah, during the day, Coen walks, runs, jumps, you know, human stuff.
Yeah, but then the night comes and everything changes.
I'll join you later for Marvel. Yeah, sure.
So, night. That's when Coen's vampiric side takes over, and he gains access to new vampiric abilities that were previously hidden.
Yeah, when we were first talking about what cool things Coen could do during the night, we were like, it has to feel like you're in the Matrix, you know?
I'm not sure.
You plug in
I'm gonna
and
try more
suddenly you can
healers
do
today.
all of those cool things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Bend
I want
reality
to
to your
do
will.
healing
So,
fast, you know?
Which of those vampiric abilities is your favorite?
I think
Stole
for
my
me
hero.
it's Shadow Step. I think it really adds a cool layer to the game. And even in the early prototypes, it was just so fun to, for example, traverse the rooftops using that abilities. I would run on a rooftop, jump into the air, shadow step onto another rooftop. It just made me feel real powerful.
Yeah, it's extremely cool. But you know, for me, it's more of a plane shift. The way I can walk on walls or walk upside down on a ceiling, it makes me feel like I'm a hunter sneaking up upon a unsuspecting prey.
Yeah, and let's not forget about Claw Ride, which allows you to quickly scale down walls or mountain cliffs using Coen's vampire claws.
Emma Frost.
It's also super effective at surprising enemies.
Yeah, there are so many other abilities. One more, actually, allows Coen to travel super fast through the valley.
Yeah, that's true. It's a cool alternative to the default fast travel option.
Yeah, and that's what's great, all the different things you can do. You can even solely play as a human or as a vampire. It's all up to your preferences.
And that's the beauty of it.
Solely
no matter
play
the
as
playstyle
human
you
or
decide
vampire, okay.
It's all about immersion and the freedom of choice.
And vampires.
And vampires.
The one with the make it rain money emote. I haven't seen it. Like, I just started playing Marvel Rivals yesterday, so yeah. I'll probably know everything in a week or so. Oh, I like this live action segments, you know. Wow, they did it so good. Holy shit. Who's that? Blades and claws. Okay.
Do you remember our first conversations we had about the combat in the Blood of Dawnwalker?
Yeah, I remember we had this very long list of ideas and things we wanted to achieve, didn't we?
Yeah, tricky thing, right? Whenever you think of dark fantasy or vampires, very specific stuff comes to mind. Same goes for medieval, gritty or grounded.
Yeah, and we wanted to achieve something that felt like real medieval sword fight, where every swing, every block, it carried weight.
Yeah, it had to be challenging for sure, but also accessible and adjustable for difficulty levels. And that also makes perfect sense from the story perspective. You know, Coen was trained by his father, that's all he knows. He never picked up a bow, never trained with axes. Sword is his domain.
As is yours, actually, right? I mean, your real-life sword fighting experience brought a lot to the project, and the idea to add directionality to our game's combat.
He's a real-life sword fighter.
That was a true game changer.
Totally. We wanted combat to be both immersive and cinematic.
Well.
Yeah, and it works. I mean, you feel like you are in the fight. You have to watch the enemy, watch from which direction they attack, block that direction, and then counterattack correctly. You cannot just start button mashing and hope for the best. And when more enemies appear, things get a little bit more interesting, don't they?
Yeah, combat is designed not only for duels, but for one versus many also. So when you are fighting a group, they are smart. They are not just waiting their turn. They
Where girl
swap
got his
around,
moves.
switch positions,
Probably.
flank you, rotate around you, work together to take you down.
And I think that's what I love the most about
Probably
our
he
game.
was one of the guys
It
that
doesn't
did his
just look cool. The combat is also tactical.
like sword fighting
Yeah, we actually
animations
took a lot of
and
inspirations
stuff.
from tabletop RPGs, and the question, how do you want to do this? And it's pretty funny because at first we thought that complexity
Motion cap?
of combat
Yeah, probably.
Could be a little bit too
I won't be
overwhelming
surprised.
for less agile players.
Yeah, but then iteration after iteration, playtest after playtest, we
I
managed
like
to find
that.
a sweet spot.
Yeah, on lower difficulty levels,
The
combat
head
still
just flew
requires
off.
some focus. That's for sure, but enemies are more forgiving and you have more time to react.
That was important to us. We wanted the game to be fun to both more experienced players as well as those who just want to focus more on the story.
So, the combat at night. As a vampire, Coen gains access to new options.
Yeah, you can switch to fighting with claws. It's still directional, but it's more instinctive, more savage. And of course, vampires can still fight with swords and mix sword combat with pure vampiric savagery.
We have even more differences between day and night from the combat perspective.
True, as a human, you can lay down your sword and let the fists do the talking.
Good old fist fights, when you wanna feel the weight of each punch, whether you're taking it or throwing it.
And during
Good old
daytime, you
fist
have
fight.
access to magic, which is inaccessible to vampires.
Yeah, as a vampire, however, you gain access to new cool powers, blood-fueled ones.
And speaking of blood, in the Blood of Dawnwalker, health is of course tied to this dual
can see
day
that in
versus
Witcher
night
3,
gameplay
yeah.
that we have.
Yeah, during the day, it's simple. Kind has standard health bar with no regeneration over time.
But during the night, blood hunger kicks in.
Yeah, his health bar splits into segments, and
I
once
like
he
this,
drops
like
into the
either
lowest
you
one,
can
the blood hunger fully kicks in.
Yeah, and that's not just
like put them to
cosmetic. If
sleep
Coen is
or
hungry
kill
and
them
you're not
or even
careful,
not even
he may
attack
even
humans.
devour someone
Drink
he
from
cares
animals, you know?
So we have to make sure that it's never
like
vague.
it.
Player
You got
will
options.
get visual and audio cues.
I like
and
options.
Unlike daytime, health regenerates passively at night, but only up to a certain point. Beyond that, if you want to fully recover, you need to feed.
Yeah, if you want to fully regenerate, you need to drink human blood, or animal blood, or even blood vials.
There is also an option to drink vampire blood, but let's just say interesting things start to happen when you do that.
You have the option to drink vampire blood, and interesting things start to happen when you do
We shared
that.
a lot today, but there's still so much more to look forward to.
Exactly so. And before we wrap up, there's one more thing we have to do. Will
What do you
do
think
the
starts to
honors?
happen? Probably get dazed like getting drunk. Or maybe becoming too powerful, you know? Or maybe we have unique powers, and maybe the vampire that we are killing also have unique powers, and we take their powers too. Okay, so they are going to fight. I like this live action. How much do you want to bet the guy in the hood is the combat director? Is it the combat director? Show me. Yeah, music is still good. This is the combat director, isn't it? With his sword fighting skills. No, it's not. Different guy. I thought it was him. Oh. The sound of cracking bones. Yep. You're dead, boy.
You dead, boy.
Ah. Okay. You could stand up. There's John Wick. What the hell?
Welcome back, everybody. Dominica and I are still here, and we are ready to answer even more of your questions. But first, I have to talk about the combat system. We now know that it's directional
Vampire
combat,
Hunter, maybe?
but
In black?
it's focused on the world
Yeah.
around Coen and on his enemies instead of being introverted.
Yeah. So you can immerse yourself in each encounter, observe your enemies, their movements.
I mean, think of it as like as whichever one, you know.
So you can quickly change your mind and pick a
It
different
wasn't
attack
a great game, but
or
it was
block,
really
use a skill
good.
instead.
I've been lucky
And
enough
it
to play around
created
with it a little bit.
what
And one of the things I really enjoyed
came to be
about
as Witcher
flipping
3
the directional combat,
and
I didn't
very
feel
soon
like
Witcher
I
4.
needed to spend
I
6
hope
hours
this is one of those
working
kind of
out
games,
how
you know.
to do it, only to then
I'm not expecting it to
struggle.
be
It felt so
great.
intuitive and so
I'm expecting
quick
it to be
learn, but
good
really
and creating
enjoyable.
something
it was
new.
Fast, it was frantic, but it just made each fight
Van Helsing.
worth being in. It was so epic. It was so much fun.
Yeah. We took our time to polish it and just make it, fun and just feel great to play.
Well, it felt it when I got my hands on it, I won't lie. And speaking of well-polished, speaking of epic, that new song as well.
It is a great song, isn't it? It was composed by our in-house composer, Nikola Kołodziejczyk, who is, of course, joined by a team of super talented musicians.
Blood of Dawnwalker.
And you could actually see him in the video playing this weird instrument called hurdy-gurdy.
Okay. We're going to move on as fast as possible to the questions, because if I have to say hurdy-gurdy more than once, this whole thing is going to fall to pieces. So straight back to the questions we go. I am still prepared.
Hurdy-gurdy.
And the next question for you, Dominica, comes from Professor CGK. Now, this is a really interesting question. We've seen that obviously there's so many decisions in the Blood of Dawnwalker, but will some of those decisions make you more or less vampire?
This is such a great question, and there's so many layers to it because, so first we have the skill trees, of course, right? So you will enhance your abilities, and that will make you, of course, more and more of a vampire. Then we have the blood drinking. You can choose to drink human blood, you can choose to drink animal blood. And I would say that choosing human blood, you know, will make you a bit more of a vampire, get you more to the vampire side, especially that you can also drain blood of some important NPCs. Next, you can skip time and try to play only at night, fully embracing your vampiric side. And there's, of course, the narrative layer. So all the different stories and quests and decisions you have to make and how you will personally feel about them, but also what kind of consequences they might bring.
Okay, so Professor CGK, the answer was yes, 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 and yes.
And yes.
Fantastic. Okay, love to see it. Amazing.
So yes to
Next
everything.
question, we're going to go through as many as we can, and it comes from someone who's actually quite active in our community Discord. It comes from Biggie. So thank you for this question, Biggie. They want to know, is there an alignment or a reputation system with the main factions? So the humans, the vampires, or will things change on more an individual basis?
Okay, so there are two sides to this question as well. And we have this global notoriety system. So basically, the more visible action you take against branches, the more
visible
reputation or notoriety you will gain. And the branches will take notice, and he will try to make your life more difficult, issuing all these different edicts. And they will affect you, but they also affect the world and other people. Yeah, but it might also open up some new possibilities for you, you know, at the same time. I'm sure that enemies of the Brancis regime will appreciate your infamy here.
That makes sense. I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So that does make sense. That's on the broader side, but as you've mentioned before, each individual NPC will kind of have an impact too, right?
Yeah, that's the other side. So it's not strictly reputation, but again, your decisions will matter. So depending on them, some people might be more or less inclined to work with you or just to help you out.
Okay, well, it feels like there's going to be an impactful decision at pretty much every single corner. Next question. We are getting through them as thick and as fast as we can. Now, previously we'd mentioned that the Blood of Dawnwalker will have no microtransactions, which I am very much a fan of. We have a couple of questions that I'm going to kind of merge together from Solandis and Kaido. They've asked whether the Blood of Dawnwalker is going to have any sort of early access or demo, maybe tied to some sort of digital deluxe or something like that.
We're not planning any early access or demos. We want to focus on delivering a great experience for you guys at launch. And what I can also say is that we are not going to have any kind of in-game digital perks connected to pre-orders or other paywalls because we just want to treat everyone the same.
I think that seems reasonable. You shouldn't be punished for finding the Blood of Dawnwalker late, right? We have the first stream up on the YouTube channel. Maybe you find us in the third one. But I like that.
Yes.
But I think that's fair. I think it's nice to deliver the game as intended to all the players on the launch day.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. Now, this next question comes from, if I counted all of the names that have asked basically this question, we would be here until the full Wolf Moon.
Maybe a
it is
review
related
copy?
to languages. Dominica, which languages will the Blood of Dawnwalker launch supporting?
Okay, so there is a lot. So I have a cheat sheet prepared here so I can read them all to you and not miss anything. So yes, so first of all, we'll have full localization, meaning like a full VO, subtitles, UI elements, everything basically in English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, and Polish. And then we are going to have the text localization, meaning subtitles and UI elements in Brazilian Portuguese, Mexican Spanish, Korean, traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, Japanese, Turkish, Czech, and Hungarian.
Fantastic. That is a lot. The cheat sheet was smart.
Yeah.
That was smart. Now, that is a lot of languages, but we know that it's a deeply personal experience when you're playing a game, so I'll ask the greedy question. Is there any possibility of supporting other languages in future?
We know that localization is super important to experience a game properly, and we're doing our best to have as many options as we can. And we will be looking into more. However, we cannot promise anything at this moment, so you know it might be not possible to have any other localization options for the launch or even later. We'll see. We'll let you know if anything changes.
Makes sense. Deliver what we're promising rather than promise and not get there.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. But much like Coen, we are starting to run out of time. But we still have so many questions. So I know you're going to be answering even more questions in Discord after the stream, right?
Yes, I do want to answer as many of your questions as we can without spoiling anything, of course. So head over to our Discord server if you want to learn more about the Blood of Dawnwalker. And I will be joining you guys in a few moments. Just need a short break first.
I'm good for now.
Live streams are stressful, you guys, honestly. And but hey, no fire alarm today.
No fire alarm yet, okay? The studio is
fire
haunted.
alarm
That painting
yet.
has it in for me. I'm sure of it, but
That's true.
but we don't just have Discord, of course, though you should be there. There are so many social that you can use to keep up to date with the Blood of Dawnwalker and all of the news coming out over the next year or so.
Yes, and you should have them all popping up on the screen right about now. And remember, the game is releasing in 2026, and you can wishlist it already on Steam, PlayStation
on the
Store,
screen?
and Xbox Store.
Yeah,
You
sure.
can indeed. That's where you should
It's
go.
already
right after the
wishlisted.
Discord, Q&A.
Yeah.
But that is it from us. It has
That
been
is
an
it.
absolute pleasure to have you here, Dominika. So
That
thank you so much for having me.
really good.
Thank you, Lionheart. Thank you all for
liked
joining us today. We really appreciate
And since
you
they
being
said
here.
the time
And
is not a
we'll
constraint,
probably meet again for the
it's just a
next
resource.
full Wolf Moon event.
And
But
you
before that,
go
we
as
will, of
slow as you
course, be
want or
sharing
as
more
fast as
info
you
on our
want.
social media channels
Great.
about the game, gameplay, characters, lore, everything. So make sure to follow us there. And while we won't be showcasing the game publicly at events this year, we will be attending a couple of them, starting with Gamescom. So stay tuned for more info on that.
I mean, you already
And,
showed,
we
so
might have
that's all
another
right.
thing or two to share before that next live stream, but I'll keep some surprises.
For the next live stream.
Okay, we started with a
Okay.
tease, and how else could we end but with a
All right.
tease as well? However, that is everything from us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon.
Thank you and bye.